Welcome to you all who are listening to the VIS 2025 Kickoff meeting. So during the meeting, during this, it's just half an hour stream. If you have questions, post them either in Discord or Slido. I have both everything available here, and so I can also monitor the question afterwards. We will use this stream here, this half an hour, for giving you an overview on where the conference will take place, which venue we selected, and also which other locations for conference dinner and reception and so on. And afterwards, because the kickoff meeting is actually supposed to be an interactive meeting where the OC members, the organizing committee, meets the first time. And to also keep this interactivity, we will, after the stream, move to a Zoom meeting. If you're in the OC, you received the link to the Zoom meeting. And I will also post it in the Discord afterwards, and then we can have a more interactive session afterwards. So first of all, most important, the dates. So Vienna 2025 will take place in November. So it's a little bit later than usual. It's the Vienna November. The first is the doctoral colloquium, and then we start with workshops and then with the main conference. There is a big advantage to the fact that we do it in November, which is that the city of Vienna sponsors events that take place in November. So we will get some extra funding here as well. And another plus is that accommodations are usually cheaper in November. It's really great that VIS is brought to Vienna this year, because maybe you know there is this list of the most livable cities in the world, which is updated every year. This is the state from 2024. And these are the top 7. And you can find Melbourne and Vancouver in here. So we already know 2 of the most livable cities in the world. And now, finally, next year, we are going to get to know the most livable city, which is Vienna in Austria. Some impressions from the city. Most of you probably know Vienna and know some facts about Vienna. Vienna is well known for its old architecture. We have a very nice old city center, which is worth visiting. Very nice buildings, very interesting history as well. So Vienna is a very, very old city that was founded during the Roman Empire. And so there are a lot of different architectural periods that can be found in the city. And also Vienna, of course, is known for its restaurants, for its food. So I'm pretty sure that you will enjoy your time here. Just a quick reminder, if you have any questions, please just post them in the Slido or in Discord. We will, after the presentation, we will have a bit of time to also answer questions. And if there are questions that should be discussed in more detail, then we will move on to the Zoom meeting. Then we can also do that in the interactive part afterwards. These are the 4 people that will bring VIS 2025 to Vienna. And we will now do a quick introduction round for those people. And for this, I will switch off my mic and camera and will hand over the voice to my dearest Dr. Vater and PhD supervisor, Eduard Gröller from the TU Wien.
Yes, thank you, Johanna. Hi, I'm Eddie Gröller and I'm from TU Wien. I work in the computer science department, and there I'm heading the research unit on computer graphics. And in visualization, we work on all kinds of topics like medical visualization, visual analytics, interactive exploration of complex data, and geospatial visualization. I attended my first VIS conference something like 30 years ago, and attending usually involved long-distance traveling. And so I was wondering if there would be a possibility to just walk to the conference from my apartment or just take the streetcar. And so we'll make this experiment next year. So we are welcoming you and VIS to Vienna in 2025. Already now, we thank you for the hard and dedicated work that you will have to do. And we are very much looking forward collaborating with all of you to make VIS 2025 unique in whatever way. Thank you. And I'm handing over to Barbara.
Oh, thanks, Meister. Just wanted to say thank you as well for the introduction. Yes, exactly. Before we hand over to Bara, I will just quickly introduce my colleague Krešimir. He's also working together with me at the VIS Research Center, and he heads a research group on interactive visualization. And then I wanted to hand over to Bara, because the Bara is our is the only non-Viennese person that we have in our committee. But we are even more happy that she is here because she already organized EuroVis in an extraordinary way. And we are very happy that she joined our team and that she will help us also with the organization here. Bara, space is yours.
Thank you. I hope that I won't disappoint you. Hello, everyone. My name is Bara Kozlikova. As Johanna already said, I'm the only one who is not Viennese, and I'm even not residing in Austria. I'm actually in Brno in the Czech Republic. But as Eddie would say, at some point we were one country together, so it doesn't matter too much. I'm heading the visualization group at our university, and the core topic of our research is molecular visualization, but we are also working with different other types of visualizations, of course, because we have to be a bit diverse and having quite a lot of students who are eager to work in visualization. But for the conference itself, I'm very much looking forward to this. I'm very much looking forward to collaborate with all of you on making this like a unique experience. In-person experience, that would be cool. And we'll be in touch. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Bara, for the introduction. Thank you both. I will now continue with the slides. Yeah, and me, myself, so I'm also working at the VIS Research Center, which is a non-universitary research center in Austria. And we are located quite close to the conference venue. So it will be also within walking distance for us, which is nice. Bringing VIS to Austria means that you will have to travel to Europe again. So for the last time that happened was when VIS was in Berlin, and now after the pandemic and several other shifts, we are now moving back to Europe. We are moving to Central Europe. So Austria is located in Central Europe. And it will be easy for you to get here. So the nice thing with Vienna is that it is located really within the center of Europe, and it's really very well connected to many other cities. So above here is a visualization of the flight connections to other cities in the world, and these are just the direct flight connections. So there are many others where you would have to travel over Munich or Frankfurt. So Vienna is really well connected by airplane. Also, if you would like to take the train, especially if you're probably coming from Germany or Eastern countries, there are many train connections where you can reach Vienna directly. And also, if you decide to take the bus or the car, if you would like to use a company like Flixbus, for example, Vienna is also all connected to these lines. So it will be easy for you to reach the place. The conference itself will take place in the convention center. So it's the so-called Austria Center Vienna. It's a very large convention center that hosts many events, conferences, weddings, other parties every year. So they are very experienced in organizing also very large conventions. This is a little bit of an older image that you see here of the Austria Center. So nowadays it looks like this. So they added some new halls to the left. In previous years it looked like this, but I chose that one because it it shows how many layers you can find in that building actually. So it has many floors, and on every floor you will find many possibilities for room arrangements and also free spaces. So we will have 2 floors in this building actually. So we will have the main floor, where the main entrance is located, the ground floor basically, and also the upper floor, and these floors will be exclusively reserved for us. There might be another convention in the ground floor because there's a large room there, but there are also separate entrances. So we will not mix with any other events. At least that's what we know for now. Some impressions of the convention center. So they have very nice meeting rooms. Something that we really like is that basically every room they have in the convention center has daylight in it. So it's only the very large room that you can see up here where you don't have daylight, but in all the other smaller rooms, we actually have daylight, which is very nice. And they also have large spaces for exhibitions, that what you can see down here and also on the left side. This is the so-called business lounge. And this is open all the time during the day, during the conference. So you can sit down here, have individual chats, meetings. There's also internet available. So it's a nice place to relax a little bit during while the conference is going on. Just an example to get a feeling on how every floor is structured in that convention center. So at the borders of the building, there are many, many rooms that can also be combined in many different ways. So we are very flexible in terms of whether we need larger rooms, smaller rooms. So it really depends on how the workshops are set up. We could either use a smaller room or we could combine rooms to have a larger one. All the rooms are equipped with AV, so they usually have a very good audio and video setup in every room. So we are really flexible, and the building can be adjusted to any needs that we have. Something also I would like to mention is that we will certify VIS 2025 as a green event. So the city of Vienna certifies events that fulfill certain economic criteria. So these are events that try to keep the economic footprint or the CO2 footprint low. And if we manage to do that, then we will be certified as a green event, and we will also get some extra sponsoring for that. So we will encourage you when it comes to mobility, we will encourage you to use public transport, also to use the train to come to Vienna. We will list some hotels, some eco-friendly hotels in Vienna, which we recommend for accommodation. And at the conference value, we'll take extra care for reducing waste. And for example, if we have coffees, we will try to use reusable cups and similar. And also the catering is certified for green events, and they will also take extra care for to prevent food waste and also for extra waste management. Just give me 1 second because creation wrote me. Let's continue. So I managed public transport. So actually we will send you around Vienna a little bit. This is the whole city that you see here. This is the Danube that is flowing through the city that kind of divides the city into 2 parts a little bit. The old city center is located on the left side of the Danube. So this is the small part here in the middle. And this is usually the place where you would like to go if you're a tourist. So this is the place where you start your sightseeing, the Stephansdom. So the St. Stephan's Cathedral is located here. So this is usually, if you've never been to Vienna, this is definitely the first place where to go. And the convention center is a little bit outside. So the Austria Center Vienna is located on the other side of the Danube, very close to the Danube. So if we zoom in a little bit, we have some distance here between. And when choosing an accommodation and hotel, you actually would have to, there are two possibilities on where to stay. So either you stay close to the city center. So if you would like to stay close to the sites, close to restaurants, bars, and so on, then it's recommended to stay somewhere close to the city center. And if you would like to stay close to the conference venue, to the convention center, then there are also plenty of hotels around the convention center. And we will recommend hotels for both locations, basically. And then you just decide on your own preferences what you would prefer. How to get there? So even if you say you would like to stay close to the city center, how do I get to the convention center? The answer is by public transport. So there is a direct subway connection between the city center and the convention center. The station is called Kaisermühlen Vienna International Center. So if you're staying close to the city center, then you just enter the subway and it will bring you in 10 to 15 minutes. You will get to the convention center. So if you're searching for your own accommodation for VIS 2025, it's highly recommended to stay somewhere close to the U1 subway or to another subway line or tram line that connects you to U1. So something close to U1 or where you can easily get to U1 is definitely recommended. Once you get out of the subway, so the subway station is here, it's just a short walk up to the convention center. Since we certify VIS 2025 as a green event, we have to fulfill one requirement, which is that your conference badge will be your ticket for the public transport. So there will be a small printing on your conference badge that says counts as a ticket for the Wiener Linien, which is the Viennese public transport company. And then you can use all the public transport lines that you find in Vienna. So all day, during the night. So if the conference dinner takes a little bit longer, you're also allowed to use the night buses, and you don't have to take care of your own tickets. So also when planning your traveling, don't buy a week ticket or something like that. Your conference badge, really, if you're a registered participant, then your conference badge is your ticket for the public transport. So no need to take care of your own tickets. If you arrive by train or by bus, so the conference badge counts within the borders of Vienna, so this green area. And if you arrive by train or by bus, then you will already end up in the area where your badge counts as a ticket. So if you arrive by train or by bus, you actually don't need any ticket for Vienna. You just use your badge and you just can go on traveling. We will try to find a way so that you can download a PDF of your badge beforehand, and then you can use this as a ticket. If you arrive on the airport is a little bit outside, so it's not within the Viennese borders anymore. So then you would have to at least pay for the travel from the airport to the city of Vienna. But then after you cross the borders, basically, then you can use your badge again as a ticket. Let's add some more locations. So here's the city center. The venue is here. And we plan to have the reception inside the city center. So if you organize an event in Vienna that has more than 500 participants, then you can ask for a reception in the city hall. And we will, of course, try to do that. It's not fixed yet because you can only start asking about half a year beforehand. So we still have to wait. But if it's free, then we would like to do the reception in the city hall, which is in the city center. And the second location I would like to add is the conference dinner place. So the conference dinner place is a little bit outside. We plan to host it at the Otterkringer Brewery. This is really a brewery, so the Otterkringer is still brewing beer at that location, but they don't need as much space anymore as they needed when the brewery was built, like, I don't know, 100 years ago or even longer. And now they're renting this additional space that they have, but that they no longer use for events. And it's like this, it has this industrial atmosphere. It has different rooms that you can use, and also different arrangements for seatings. And it's also not, contracts are not signed yet, but we are negotiating with them. It would be nice to have the conference dinner there. And as you saw it on the map before, also for this, it's quite handy to have the public transport ticket. So we will not organize any traveling from the venue to the dinner or something like that. We will just really encourage you to use public transport. Yeah, and as a last thing for today, I would like to share some thoughts with you about the weather, because unfortunately, recently, weather impacts became a topic for VIS as well. So one thing I can absolutely assure you, with everything I know, we will not have a hurricane next year. So that's like, really, that's like nothing in life is 100%, but this is very close to 100%. There will not be a hurricane. It's also, I have to be honest, I cannot really think of any natural disaster that will hinder us to do a conference in Vienna. So Austria is like prone to flooding, and we had a very severe flooding a month ago. And Vienna was just partially affected by that. So Vienna has a very good flooding protection in place. And the flooding that we had 1 month ago, they said that this was an event that will only happen every 1,000 years. So it's very unlikely that we will see that again. And the only impact it had was that the subway wasn't operating for 3 days. That's it. Nothing more severe. So we are pretty safe. We are absolutely pretty safe. But, and that's the big but here, November is not the nicest time to travel to Central Europe, unfortunately. So if you're a tourist, I wouldn't recommend you coming to Vienna in November, because it's weather-wise, it's not really nice. So you have to expect fog a lot. You have to expect rain, cold temperatures, so something like between 0 and 10 degrees Celsius. Wind is very common in November. So prepare for cold, foggy, rainy weather. So our events will basically all take place indoors, because it's unfortunately, weather-wise, it's not a nice time. The plus thing of this all is that it's not peak season in Vienna, so accommodations are very cheap, and it will be easy for you to find a hotel in Vienna during that time. Here are the names of the wonderful people that will help us to make this whole event possible. We will discuss the names afterwards in more detail. If you would like to find out your peers and similar, we will do that afterwards in the Zoom meeting, because now reading out 90 names would take too long. So if you're interested in who are your fellow compagnos for next year, join us in the Zoom meeting afterwards. Okay, it just says that the session will end in 5 minutes, so I will wrap up. Some words about the organization. So our focus for Vienna is on an in-person event. We will enable hybrid and virtual possibilities. So we will also provide recordings for the opening, for the best papers, and for the closing. And we will provide a virtual session for virtual presentations and for virtual participation. We will also monitor the need for hybrid events or participation during the organization. But we really would like to focus on the on-site event to happen. And As a last thing for today, there's a call for action. So we designed several different logos. It's difficult to find a color scheme that fits Vienna, so there are different possibilities. And we would like to rely on your opinion. And I will also post the link in Discord afterwards. So we do a logo voting, and we ask for your participation. Please tell us your opinion about the logos, which one you prefer, and then based on that we will decide. Remember that the color scheme of the logo kind of also defines the color scheme of the slides and of the website, so it helps us to decide on in which direction it should go. All right. Do we have any questions in Slido? I don't see any in Slido. Are there some on Discord? Meanwhile, I will copy paste the link for the voting in Discord. No, I don't see any questions. So presentation was fine so far, happy about it. And I also have time for this last slide that I skipped over. So for the organization, we will also try to reduce the number of meetings that we had. We will also try to explore some digital tools, but that's also something we can discuss now in the Zoom meeting. All right, then if there are no further questions, then I will post the link of the Zoom meeting in Discord, and maybe you also got an email. And then we will end this stream here and meet again in 2 minutes in the Zoom room, and then further discuss the structure of the OC for this year. All right, thank you very much. And then we will end the stream. Thank you.